G'day and welcome back to Rusty Inspirations. Today we are finally going to apply some pre-emergent to both the front and back lawn. So the pre-emergent that I use is embargo for pre-emergent control of certain grass and broadleaf weeds in turf as specified in the directions for use. So for me personally, my number one but not only reason for using a pre-emergent is to prevent winter grass, also known as poa annua, from popping up in my lawn. Now, going back quite a few years ago, I had a serious problem, mainly in my front lawn, with winter grass. Now, every year it went on and I didn't do something about it, it literally got worse and worse. And I don't know, as you know, once the winter grass is there, it is really hard to get on top of. And I found the best way to get rid of it was to physically get in there and just pull them out as you go. And yeah, it's not really practical. As you know, prevention is better than cure. So a pre-emergent rather than a post-emergent will actually prevent the seed from germinating in the first place. So rather than the seed germinating and then establishing a plant, which then you have to knock on the head with a post-emergent, pre-emergent just prevents it in the first place. So yeah, that's the best way around winter grass and any other pesky weeds that you get in your lawn throughout the year. So I don't have too much of a problem with any other weeds in the lawn, but I can honestly say that in the last maybe 4 or 5 years since I've started using a pre-emergent, I have not had a single issue with winter grass in either of my lawns. Right, now before we go using this gear, it's important that we read the directions and get a good understanding of what not to do and what to do. Obviously what rates to spray, when to spray, if it's suitable for your turf variety, and all of the rest. So read and understand the directions before you use it. All right, so we'll be applying this to a couch, and we need to apply it at a rate of 50 mils per 100 square meters, which is half a mil per square meter, which is quite easy to work out. Both my lawns are 70 square meters each, a total of 140. So I believe we want 70 mils to do both the front and back lawn. All right, so hopefully I remembered, I want to apply this with a coarse droplet nozzle rather than my flat end tip. Let's click that back again. And that is because we want to water this into the soil profile. We don't want it to sit and dry on the leaf. Another thing I like to do is make sure that this little filter inside here is clean, because I don't want to start spraying and then find out that it's blocked, and we don't really want to go sticking our fingers in there with that gear just to clean the filter out, do we? Don't think we'll have any problems with that. All right, so we've got our coarse droplet nozzle on, we've got our filter clean. All right, now I have been meaning to do a video on calibrating a knapsack sprayer. Now it is important that you understand that process before you go spraying any of this sort of stuff. So if you aren't aware of that process, definitely look that up on YouTube. I think Lawn Tips and both Aussie Lawn and many other YouTubers do good videos on the process, so go and check that out before you try and attempt to spray this stuff on your lawn. I think I usually fill this up to about 8 litres to do both my front and back lawn with that nozzle. So I'm just going to fit over half billet to start with. Now we want our product. Shake well before use. Orange. Alright, so we want to fill this up to 70 mils. And we'll top it up the rest of the way, 8 litres. I like to prime it by just cracking that one there off. Tighten that back up. I'll give that a good shake up just to be sure. Alright, I'm thinking we might go start with the front lawn first. Right, that's the front lawn done. And we'll get the irrigation going on there, water that in. Now before we start the back lawn, I'll show you something else that's going on out there. Alright, so it's probably a little bit hard to see on camera. So I went away for work and Janelle was doing an absolute incredible job of keeping up with the mowing. Don't know how she does it some days with work and kids and everything else. But thank you, Janelle. You're doing an amazing job. Anyway, about 2 or 3 days into it, she said the lawn's not looking as good as it was. And it was looking pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. We both agreed that it kind of looked like as if it had a granular fert on there and it hadn't been watered in properly. You know, you just get little brown spots everywhere, like the leaf's been burnt in spots, and had me absolutely stumped. Thought of everything, you know, what is it? Oh, I couldn't work it out. Anyway, I got back late last night and it was already dark, and I gave it a mow. It needed it, ready to do this application in the morning, which I couldn't do because then it bucketed down with rain. So anyway, I came out here this morning and it hit me. The bloody Scotty isn't cutting. So I'm gonna have to adjust up the reel to bed knife and sort that out. But yeah, it was just tearing the leaf a little bit. So all in all, the lawn's still healthy. Hopefully this dries out in a timely manner and we'll get a liquid fert down by the end of the day and it'll be looking sweet again very soon. All right, let's get this pre-emergent down. I need to get out of these gumboots. It is bloody hot. You going there, bloke? I know you'd like to come out, but I don't think pre-emergent is good for rabbits. So you're gonna have to stay in there, okay? Good man. All right, we've got the knapsack all washed out. I'll leave that out because, as I said, I'd like to get a liquid fert done at the end of the day. Finally out of them boots and gloves. Whew, that was hot. Got to water this in, but I can't do that until the front lawn finishes doing its cycle. I'll go and have a look at some presents I've got. Hopefully by then it's ready to water the back lawn. So I've got myself some new hoselink gear here. And the other day when I was in Adelaide, I got myself a new sprinkler. I've seen this on Brenton's channel, the Aussie Lawn, when he was doing a Kikuyu repair. And yeah, your typical Hope sprinkler, except that it sprays a square pattern. How cool is that? I reckon everyone needs one of these sprinklers. Everyone's got one of these. Even if you've got a sprinkler system and whatnot, you just need one of these for backup, or for the kids to play under the sprinkler. Good stuff. There's only one problem with it. I need that. I've got a couple of these just for all them other accessories that you have. Hey, how's that, eh? Hope sprinkler with a hoselink fitting. We'll use that shortly. I wanted to put this on me pressure cleaner. Junk. Hey, how much better is that? Slowly getting everything converted. Just a couple of spares for other odds and ends over the years. And got a new cover. Might as well chuck that on quickly too, I guess. That looks good. Very happy with the hoselink products. Absolutely love them. I love the fittings, just the best connectors out, in my opinion. Remind me of the old glad ends when you're bloody hooking up your air lines on a truck. Good stuff, nice and simple. All right, I can hear that front sprinkler has finished doing its cycle, so we'll get this back one watering. I'll just give that 5 minutes in each corner and that'll be ample to water that in. Here comes the bloody wind. So a lot of you probably already know that I went and gave our good mate Dan from the Green and Gold Life a helping hand with his French drain in his backyard a couple of weekends ago. Now, I was meant to have a video up last weekend of that. Unfortunately, a lot of my footage was unsalvageable, so I'd done my best to make a video out of what was left, but honestly it wasn't worth putting up. So before I finished it, I went, look, enough's enough, and I just had to know where to draw the line and say, just cut my losses, unfortunately. So these things happen. I've been pretty lucky in the past. I have lost audio in the past, which has been my own fault, but occasionally you lose a video here and there. I don't exactly know what happens, but I'm not really tech savvy, so yeah. But it's not the end of the world, because Dan has got already 2 videos out of that project, and I dare say a few more to come of the recovery process. So long story short, Dan had a serious issue with water drainage, I guess you'd say. So, man, after a lot of rain, his yard would honestly just turn into what I'd call a bloody quagmire. And whether it was lawn or not, it's kind of unusable. So I can see why he went to the effort that he did to try and fix this issue. And I believe it's going to work quite well, and it'll be very well worth his time. So yeah, obviously it's just mud and slosh, and it wasn't good for anything. You know, the lawn didn't like it. You know, you couldn't use the area. So yeah, it should be good when it's done. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I take my hat off to that man. Like, he's a bloody doer, eh? I always knew he was, but yeah, seeing him firsthand in action, man, he's mad, eh? He goes a very long way to making sure he gets a video out to his viewers every week. So yeah, good on you, Dan. Hey, freaking incredible. Now, working at Dan's house also really made me appreciate the amount of access that I have to my yard here. And like, Dan's yard is not small by any means, don't get me wrong, but just understanding the amount of extra effort he has to put into, and you know, a lot of other people in the same boat, to you know, handle the logistics and everything else of getting this job done. With, you know, one of the main issues we had was height restrictions, so he was limited to the size machine he'd get down the backyard, which proved to be a bit of a pain in the butt, because the machine that we could fit to start with was ridiculously underpowered. So that sort of shot us in the foot a little bit. But you know, back in trailers down there, and and all that sort of thing. You know, his main entrance is his carport, so we had to, you know, back all the way through there and through his entertainment area and all that sort of thing. And yeah, nowhere to store sand, or, you know, limited amounts of places to store stuff and all that sort of thing. So that was a big eye opener for me. Like I didn't really take that into account, but yeah, a lot of people are dealing with that as well, I guess. And yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. It was just interesting seeing Dan get around all that sort of stuff. So yeah, good on you, man. You've done bloody well. I'll look forward to seeing the recovery of that project. So if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have, get over there and check out the Green and Gold Life. I'll put it up at the end of the video so you can go and click on it. And yeah, sorry I didn't get any footage of it out myself, but as I said, there's plenty of it, and there'll be plenty more of it from Dan's channel, the Green and Gold Life. All right, I'm gonna have to go and move this sprinkler. I said I was only gonna leave it there for 5 minutes. It's been a little bit longer than that now. Have a really good Easter, everyone. If you're out on the roads traveling, stay safe. And yeah, if you like the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, legends. Test again. G'day, mate. How you going? Welcome back to the Green and Rusty Life.